Hello everyone and welcome to Friday Live. My name is Ashley Hay. I'm an artist and also the importer of Powertex for Australia. So welcome here. I'm very excited to have you live with me today. If you're watching in replay, please drop a comment in as well. I love to know if you are watching. So Kay, thank you for being here so promptly. So Kay is a new upcoming trainer who is Studio 30 in Mandurah. And so Kay will be running workshops in WA very soon. So Kay, welcome. And as you come in, please drop a comment and let us know where you're from. I would love to see you in the comments. All right, without any further ado, we're going to get started pretty quickly today because it was a long one last week and it's probably going to be another long one. I am colour mixing, so I do know that some of you might be watching and playing along. So if you were here last week and you saw part one, then you might be set up to be doing part two. So if you are, enjoy. If not, then I hope you enjoy it. And if you have missed last Friday live, you can actually go to the YouTube channel and you can actually join us weekly on YouTube and you can watch it from there. So you will find all the Friday lives actually in the Friday Live playlist on YouTube. So that is a really good way to be able to watch the replays if you've missed them. And of course, if you subscribe to the channel, you'll get, and ring the bell, you'll get a notification when I go live or when we actually have posted new content. So yes, I've got a few more people on. Lamia, welcome, and she's from Montreal, so that's awesome. So lovely to have you here. All right, let's get started. So of course, last week we did colour mixing part one, where I just basically showed you how to use and mix the primary colours together in the Powertex Universal Medium. So we mixed our oranges, purples and greens, and then we played with tints. So that's what you missed if you missed last week. It is a really good exercise. Of course, we have most of us all done colour mixing. And funnily enough, in all the years I've been using Powertex since 2010, I actually haven't done a colour wheel. So this is a bit of fun and it's actually a really great exercise. It's also totally relaxing if you just want to relax and play with some colour. Now, obviously, working with Powertex over the years, I've worked very intuitively with colour. I've worked a lot with colour in acrylics and oils. So for me, I just moved straight into just going for it. So yeah, but this is such a good exercise. So I highly recommend it to anyone getting started with Powertex. Maybe get yourself a range of the colours in the smaller size so that you can have a play with how they mix together. So what I'm going to show you today is I'm going to show you creating shades using black, and similar to what we did last week, and then we'll be adding tone to our colour wheel. But I would also really like to introduce you to some of the other colours in the range and show you how they interact. So if it's all a bit too much to get done in this session, I might push a third part into next week so we don't go for like hours today. So my plan for next week is actually to show you the new Colourtrix colours that are now available in Australia. So they're metallic pigments. I've made up a chart to show you how they look on the different colours of Powertex. So you will be amazed. They are absolutely stunning, and embellishing your underlayers is a really great way to add colour to your pieces. So it's 9 p.m. in Montreal. Wonderful. Corinne's here from Bridgetown, and she's saying she's going to play along today and try to do her colour wheel while she is working with that. So that is excellent, Corinne. So she's just saying that she's going to play along. So Corinne, again, is an upcoming trainer in Bridgetown, and she will be running some new workshops in the Southwest very soon. So stay tuned for that. Of course, what I am currently doing is and some of you would have noticed that I have actually started talking about it because I am launching it next week on the for the start date is the 11th of March, and I will be launching it next week. I'm just going, oh my, hope my camera is not dropping out, but I don't think it has. Okay, so if you would like to learn more about that, you can actually join me. There is actually going to be a sorry, there is actually going to be a free information session next week. I am running my banners myself, so it's a little bit hard for me to navigate and talk and concentrate, but I'm going to be doing a free information session for those who are interested in becoming a Powertex trainer. If you love Powertex, then keep an eye out for that one. You can actually check it out in the links. So next week on Tuesday, the 13th of February, I've got 2 sessions. So for those of you who are in the US, like Montreal is, I think that that's over that way. Is Montreal? Oh gosh, I'm showing my ignorance here. I think that is Canada. But anyway, geographical ignorance, right? So yeah, just drop me a comment, Lamia, where you are located. That would be really super useful. So this is actually an international training course for people who want to become certified Powertex trainers. It is recognised in the US by Powertex US, and it is endorsed by Brigitte Grade, who of course is Powertex Worldwide, Powertex International. So come along, learn some more about the new online course. If you would like to pop in and join me for that one, you can actually click the link or copy and paste the link from here today, and you will actually be able to join me for that. So I'll keep that up for a little while. And sorry, okay, hang on, that one, and get rid of that one. Okay, so you know, tech when you are you know, playing. All right, I'll just do that. Okay, let's zoom on down to the art table. Enough chat, and let's get started. So I will show you what we're going to do today. And please let me know in the comments. Robin is here, and yes, Robin, it is very hot here today. So it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, and it is super, super warm here. So we are frying. All right, so I'll just turn that little ticker off, and then I can concentrate on what I'm doing, and we can go down to the art table. So let's check it out. So there we go, and I'll just bring that one across to there. Alrighty, so you can see this is what we did last week. So of course we were looking at the colour wheel. We actually were playing with mixing the colours into tints. This one is actually all tints. And today what I'm going to show you is I'm going to do some mixing. I don't think I'll do it all because I'd rather introduce you to actually seeing some of the other colours that I've got planned here as well. So we'll see how we go, how much we get done. So let me know in the chat, you know, what you would like to learn as well, or if I can help you with anything Powertex related, because that is what I am here for. So I've been working with Powertex for a very long time now. I think we'll start with some red. So we're going to start with some red Powertex, give it a little bit of a shake. And I'm going to put that down onto my fabulous palette here. I'm not going to put out too much because we're colour mixing, so I don't actually need an awful lot. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to crack in a little bit of colour up into this left-hand corner here, where it's got a red swatch. Hopefully I don't drip any on my wheel, because I tend to go a little bit Speedy Gonzales when I'm demonstrating. Okay, then of course what we want is we want some white to create our tints. And then we're going to add black. So we're actually going to create tone with the black, and we're going to create shades with the black as well. Just popping the lid back on that one. I'll just move that out of the way. Alrighty, so then we need a little bit of black. So if you've got your black there, get that out and get that on your palette as well. Oops, I don't really want it to totally run into the red. That's the problem with these ice cream container lids. They are super useful for mixing. I find them just the best things. That's quite a lot of black. I actually don't need that much black, but thankfully I am going to be mixing black with all the other colours. So I find my red on the wheel, which is this one. And so there's my red, my yellow and my blue. So I'm then going to add in my red with my black. I am going to go over a little bit because I'm just going to do 2 colour mixes. Okay, very steady. Look at that. So it is sort of a burgundy colour. So I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it is actually quite a lovely colour with the black in there. So of course you can mix whatever quantities you like. Look at my black running into everything. Just going to move it right over here. And then of course we want to get a little bit of white, and we're going to create a tone with the white. So you're adding the black in, and then you're adding some white into that mix to create a grey basically. So it becomes a grey red colour. So depending on how much black I put in there would give me the lightness or darkness of the tone. So it's essentially adding grey is what we're doing into this. So it's got a bit of black and it's got a bit of white as well. Okay, I think my brush might have been a bit watery. I don't think I dried it off properly. So when I am working with a brush, I will generally dry my brush off so it dries off to nice and flat after I've washed it, because of course the Powertex is going to harden on your brushes there. Alrighty, let me know how you're going. So remember, this was the pure colour, this was the tint, this is now the tone, and this is the shade. So then of course we can do that for each of our colours. So I can keep my black and white there. I'll grab another palette from over here, and I'm going to pop my yellow on. So drop some comments in the chat. Let me know if you're here. I love to hear who's here, and let me know where you are from, so that I know who I have here and who I'm talking to. So again, I'm going to pop a little bit of yellow into here while we've got that happening on the palette. And then, of course, I want to create my shade and my tone for my yellow. So I'm going to grab a bit of the black and pop it into the yellow. Now, as you can see, it's not such a beautiful mix, this one, but if you do like really natural sort of tones, then this can be quite a nice olivey green. And then, of course, depending on how much black I put into that, you know, you get a darker shade. So essentially what your shade is your dark and lightness with black added to it. Whereas your tint has white added to the colour. And then, of course, your tone has grey added to the colour. So you can see there it becomes like this greyish. That's actually quite nice. It's got a really lovely olivey colour to it. It is amazing what you discover when you do these things. All right, so there we go. And then, of course, we'll do our blue. I'll just keep popping the palettes over here. Move this tool out of the way and stick my brush in some water. So we're up to using the blue. Okay, so I'm just going to open that. And we're going to do the same thing. So thank you for being here and watching. I really appreciate that. I'm going to pop this blue up into this corner here, where we're going to do some mixing with the primary colours and some of the other colours in the Powertex range. Alrighty. So then I'm going to take a bit of black and I'm going to add the black into the blue, and of course that is my shade. So the amount of dark of the black will actually determine how bluish that shade is. So more blue and less black will actually give you, you know, a more bluey black colour. So it's actually really beautiful. So I hope you enjoy doing this exercise. Take the time at home and do it. It is actually, like I say, it's really quite relaxing. And then, of course, again, I'm going to add a little bit of that. Look how hot it is here. That Powertex is already drying on my palette. So that's how warm it is. It's so warm here today. So for those of you who in that mix, it's a little bit more of a bluey tone. So depending on, you know, the colour, I can mix it into more grey, I can mix it into a more of a blue. So you can see that is quite a lovely bluish grey that is mixed there. Okay, what would you like me to do? Would you like me to keep mixing the in-between colours, or is that enough for you? So essentially that should give you a good idea of what you'd need to do in the rest. So essentially what you would then do is you would mix your yellow and your blue to make your green, you would add your black to make your shade, and then you would add your white to create your tone for in here. So just to recap, so this was the yellow with black added, this is the yellow with a grey added, so it's got black and white added to it as a tone. You can also create tonal shifts using the black and the colour, because obviously the more yellow I've got, the less black, it will actually be a lighter tone than if I've got more black and less yellow. So you can actually create the shades that way as well. Just going to, got so much of this red mix here. So you can see there, if you have too much black in it, you actually need more of the colour and very little black. It's just that all my black decided to slosh out, and I'm just going to pop another layer of that colour on there because it was a little bit watery. All right, so can you pop in your comments? I would like to know, would you like me to continue with this, or shall I show you some colour mixing using some of the other colours like the bluish grey, the terracotta, the bronze, etc. So just let me know what you would like to do, pop a comment in there, and then I can do what you would like. So Kay's just saying she'd like other mixing. So I think so. I think you should have a very clear idea of what's going on there now, and I can skip that, and you can actually complete that at home. So you'd mix your yellow and your blue to make your green, your black to make your shade, and then a bit of white into that mix to make it a tonal shift. All right, so you would just continue with all the different colours, mix the colour according to what we did last week, and you'll be able to follow that. And then, as I say, just add your black in, add your grey in, and finish that off. All right, let's take a look at some other colour mixing. And so what I want to show you here is, I actually just trying not to create too much mess. I'm a real bomb. I want to show you, and I'll bring this down. So we'll take the red and we'll add some other colours. I need a bigger table here for this demo. So what we want to do is take some terracotta and green, and we might just do it for all the colours while we are there, because I've got all the colours lined up here. And we'll do it for each one. So essentially, I'm going to take the terracotta, which is a really beautiful Powertex colour. So of course, Robin, I'm just going to reveal what I'm going to do with these little circles that I've got here. So great question. So I'm just putting out a little bit of terracotta because I've only got a few colour mixes that I want to do. So I'm popping that out onto there. And I'm actually going to take the red and I'm going to add terracotta to the red. And so that then you can actually see how that looks. So you, of course, you will get a reddy orange. So that's the terracotta and the red mixed together. So of course, when you're working with Powertex, a lot of the time you would be doing this quite intuitively. Now, what I'm going to do, Robin, is I am going to then take a little bit of my white and I'm going to actually add that to that mix so you can see how pinky that actually comes up. I'll just pop that into the look at my messy palettes there. So see, depending on the amount of white I put into it, I can get a darker or lighter tone. And I'm going to pop that. That's how my white, terracotta and red looks like together. Now, while we've got the terracotta out, we'll do these other ones. So I'm going to basically do the same with yellow. So we're going to take a little bit of, sorry, you're not getting that in your screen. I'll move that up there. Take a little bit of the terracotta and we'll mix the terracotta in with some of the yellow ochre. And again, you can do that as, you know, terracotta-y or yellow ochre as you like, and you'll get a whole range of colours there. And then I'm going to pop that one into the terracotta. Oh, better not go for the pink. Terracotta and yellow ochre one that is there. Then, of course, I can take my white, which I'm actually running out of a little. So I might put my white on a separate palette because otherwise it will just run into the other colours. And like I say, it is quite hot today. I don't want to put too much out, but I want enough that I'm not constantly having to put more out. So I've got my white and I've got my terracotta mix here. And so I'm going to take some of that. I've actually got some of that terracotta mix on my brush. So I can take that. And again, you can see, depending on how much of that white I actually put into it, it actually affects the tone of that colour. So that is how dark or light it appears on the grey scale. And then I can pop that into here. Look at that. It's a beautiful flesh colour. So if you're looking to make flesh colours, that is actually really gorgeous. So Beth's just saying that this activity has been a game changer for her. Very useful exercise, which I do with all her art materials. So yes, many thanks to Beth. Nice to see you here. So Beth is from the Art Creatives in Balcatta, and she will soon be running Powertex workshops. So keep an eye out for those from Beth in Balcatta in WA. And it was Beth that suggested we do a colour wheel. And I went, wow, that's a great idea. I actually haven't really ever done a colour wheel. And I said to her, I'll share it on Friday Live because it was such a fun exercise to do together. All right, so that's the terracotta. And then, of course, we would do the same with the blue. So we get our blue. I want a nice clean brush. And you can see it's better to be a little bit systematic. I am kind of a terrible at systemization, which was why it was so great to actually have Beth initiate this. So you can see again, you know, if I add more terracotta, more blue, it's a more grey mix with the terracotta because, of course, terracotta and blue are kind of opposing on, you know, almost totally complementary colours on the colour wheel because your terracotta is kind of orangey. So this is making the most beautiful purple. So where are we going with this? We are going over here and popping it into there. You probably don't get a sense of how gorgeous that colour is, but the more terracotta I put into it, so I could take some more terracotta into there and it would actually lighten that colour up. And make it more browny. Okay. Then, of course, I'm going to take my colour mix and I'm going to put some of the ivory in with that. Sorry, not ivory, I'm using white. But you could use ivory. If you've got ivory, you could use ivory instead. And so I'm just popping that in with that colour mix. So you can see it's sort of a warm grey, and the more I kind of it neutralizes that color because I am working with the complementaries on the color wheel. So if you want to mix nice grays, a really good way to get really lovely grays is to actually mix your complementary colors together. So you've got blue and orange are opposite on the color wheel, and then you've got yellow and purple and red and green. So you will make a beautiful set of neutrals that way. So then, of course, we do this for all the different colours. So let me just talk you through this so you can see what I'm going to do. And I won't do them all, but I will show you one colour from each. Well, I won't show you one colour from each one. I will show you, I might just put a bit of a colour swatch on here. So we've got green, grey would be next, then bronze, then green and white, bronze and white, and grey and white. So when I'm putting my grey out, I would be doing my lighter mix at the same time. When I'm putting my bronze out and doing my bronze mix, I then add my white to that. When I put my green mix out, then I add my white to that. So you can step yourself through all the different colours. So there are 11 colours in the range. So of course you've got Powertex Transparent, which dries clear. So I'm not demonstrating that for colour. But we've then got the grey, which is actually a lovely bluish grey colour. So of course we've just used the terracotta to do that first mix. Then we're going to use the grey to do the second mix. Then the bronze. The bronze is a really handy colour to have in your kit because it does a really beautiful earthy base. And so when people are beginning with Powertex, I always recommend that you get a dark colour and a light colour, so like black and white or bronze and ivory. So with the bronze and ivory, it's a bit softer. So if you like earthy colours, it's a little bit less harsh than your black and white, whereas your black and white gives you a more contemporary, sharper finish when you're embellishing, which is also really, really lovely. So that's the bronze. And then we've got the green. Now the green is actually a really nice colour. It goes out, it's actually pretty horrible when you put it out, but when you mix it, it looks really, really fabulous. So that's really the only other colours in the range, because then you've got black, white and ivory. And of course we've used our black here to show how it looks with these colours. I should maybe have put black into here so we could see. What I might do is where I've got the white, I might add black to those colour mixes underneath as well. But that's how you play with colour, is just seeing, kind of systematically going through. What I did before, it was systematic, but I made a whole lot of little colour swatches, which wasn't systematic to look at after the event, and I never actually got them into a colour chart. So what I've got is just little swatches labelled with what I've done, and I should put them into a colour chart because they do look fabulous. All right, so you would work your way through. Would you like me to show you one more colour? How are we going for time? I think we've got time to do that. So I'll show you the bluish grey, because that would be a next in my colours. So I'm just going to pop it on this palette because I can. It's actually a really lovely colour, the bluish grey. So I might just do a swatch of bluish grey colour in here. Are we having fun yet? Let me know how you're going if you're playing along. If you've got any questions, please be sure to ask them while you've got me here. Going to do a little swatch of terracotta here as well. So what I think I'll do is just do a swatch of the other colours here so that you can see all the colours. So I might do all the colours in here so that I've got the pure colours, and then you can see the colour mixing. Alrighty, so then of course we're going to mix our bluish grey with our red on our messy colour here. So I'll take some of the red and we'll put some of the bluish grey with that. And again, depending on the quantity of the colour, so you can see that more bluish grey gives you more of a beautiful purple, whereas more red will give you more of a sort of burgundy colour. So it depends on what colour you want, but it is rather beautiful. The bluish grey does really mix really gorgeous colours. So then we're going to pop that one. I might just use the one with a little bit more red in it. Pop that in there. And then, of course, we'll get some white, which I've got up here. Look at that. Look how hot it is today. My goodness. So I can make it more pinky, I can make it more grey, just by adding different quantities in that colour mix. So you can see you could actually, Beth's just saying, yes, always having fun so long as there's a paintbrush in hand, right, Beth? Okay, so then we've got the red, the grey and the ivory. And that one goes in there. I lost myself for a second there. I went, oh, where am I up to? Then we've got our grey. And we're going to mix our blue. We've got palettes layered on top of each other here. Our blue. So that's our blue and our grey mixed together. Don't really want any terracotta in there. And then we get a little bit of our white. Look how hot. How hot is it? That's really lovely. So if I wanted a more bluey colour, I can just add a little bit more into that grey mix. And then I'm popping that one in there. And then finally, with our yellow, we do the same. So we go, okay, we've got our yellow and our bluish grey. Makes a greeny colour because, of course, you're putting your bluish grey into it. So the bluish grey actually has a blue tone. And, of course, depending on how much yellow and how much grey you put in would depend on how dark or light your tone is. Then we can actually also play with adding white into that. Hang on, I think I've got the wrong mix here. It's this one. White into that one so that we get our lighter colour mix. Oh, can you see that kind of? And we'll pop it down into this circle down in here. All right, so I'll just get rid of these messy palettes and we'll take a look at what we've done. So I would basically then go around, I would use the bronze and the red, mix those together, and then I would mix a bit of white in with that combination and I would put that colour here. So this one would be the bronze and red mixed together. This one would be the green and red mixed together, which of course they're opposite on the colour wheel. So they're going to come out really beautiful neutral colour, neutral grey. And then we'll add the white to that and you'll get a lovely light neutral grey there. Then we come over to this side. We're going to add the blue and the bronze together. And then we're going to add a bit of white to that. And you'll get that lovely white lighter tone. And then we're going to add the blue with the green and then add the white into that blue-green mix there. And then we'll do the same over here on our yellow mix. So we'll take our yellow and mix it with bronze and then mix it with a little bit of white and pop that into this one here. Take the green and the yellow, mix that together and then mix a little bit of white with that green and yellow mix to go in here. So that's the yellow one. These, of course, are what we did earlier where we were looking at the shades. So you would complete all your shades adding black to each of your colour mixes, and then you would add a little bit of white into that mix to make it a grey, and that will give you a tone using white. Okay. This one, again, would be your blue mixed with bronze, your blue mixed with bronze and white, your blue mixed with green, your blue mixed with green and white. And final recap, red mixed with bronze, red mixed with bronze and white, red mixed with green, and red mixed with green and white. So as I said, I am going to take each of the full colours out of the bottle as well, and I'll pop them here. And I'll show you this next week. I'll finish it, I'll have it finished up to that point next week. But what I've got here is I've got some really favourite colour mixes, because of course you don't have to just mix the colours together with two colours. You can actually go and mix a third colour into the mix. So this would probably be useful to show you next week, actually mixing those sort of three colours together, because you really do get a beautiful mix. And quite often on a canvas, I will put out a few different colours directly onto the canvas, and knowing how the colours mix, because I have done colour mixing exercises, albeit not as structured as this one, I know what colours to expect when I actually put them out directly onto the canvas, just pouring them together. So I know I'm not going to get mud, because that is the danger, of course, when you're playing with colour. If you don't understand how the colour is going to mix, then you will find that you just end up with a really yucky, muddy colour. So these are my favourite mixes. So you might want to try them this week, or you can wait for next week. But red, blue and ivory together is really gorgeous. Your yellow, bronze and ivory, or you can, try it with white as well. Your yellow, green and blue, your red, terracotta and yellow, and then your green, grey and blue. That's actually a colour combination that I love. So there you have it. Play with colour, and let's finish off our colour wheel this week. And I'll just pop off the art table here. So I hope that has been super useful for you all. Someone's just saying that it was a fabulous session. So I'm glad you really enjoyed it. And many thanks to Beth again for having suggested that we do a colour wheel, because I have thoroughly enjoyed the exercise, and I know many others will too. So if you want to learn about colour and you are in WA, Beth has been an art teacher for many years, artist for many years, and her work is just so quirky and gorgeous. So get along to the Art Creatives there in Balcatta and check her out. A few of us are going down to her studio this weekend, which I am super excited about. So I'm super excited to be visiting Beth's studio this Sunday in the afternoon, and we will see if we can take some footage of Beth's studio so that you guys, and we can share it with all of you guys. So as I say, she has got some really gorgeous, quirky work on her walls, and I can't wait to see her space. So Beth is also saying, so am I. So yeah, super exciting, Beth, and we must chat. My phone isn't working at the moment and it's driving me crazy. So I've been going to ring you, but I've had issues for the last couple of days. So I will be in touch very, very soon. My email and social media messages are still working. So if you want to DM me, if you are interested in learning any more, because of course there is a whole heap of stuff coming up. So Beth and Corin and Kay, who are all here today, they are all going to be new trainers in WA teaching Powertex workshops for you to be able to go along to. And they all have their own great love of what they do. So Beth does some incredible quirky birds. Kay loves mixed media, and she is doing some incredible sculptures which are extending the idea of the lady in rags. So check out all their social media pages. Corin is also doing some lovely work and is excited to be going to be running workshops down in Bridgetown. And she has done the most gorgeous lady in rags with beautiful orangey colours that are just so bold, and the way she puts the textures together are lovely. So, hey, Nicole is there from Sydney. So Nicole is Three Hearts Art Studio in WA. I didn't think she was going to make it on today because she is travelling at the moment. So if you want to share Nicole's travel adventures, they're always awesome. And if you have a look at the Three Hearts Studio post, you will see her arrival in Sydney, and she's going to post today again about what she explores today. So it's always wonderful following Nicole's travels. So all right, so just remember that if you are interested, I have got that free information session on the 13th, Tuesday the 13th of February, and you can follow that link that is just going across the screen now to actually join that free webinar if you would like to learn more about becoming a certified Powertex trainer. I am looking for people in South Australia, Victoria, New South Wales, Tasmania, and the Northern Territory. And of course, the course is also internationally endorsed by Brigitte Grade, who is Powertex Worldwide. And how that came about was she sort of said to me, well, if you're doing it for Australia, you know, why don't you offer it to the international community? So it is recognised in the USA and France and Israel and Norway. So if you are from any of those countries, you can do the training with me and it will be recognised in your country. If you are from another country, flick me an email, let me know you're interested, or flick me a message on social media, let me know you're interested, and I will see what I can do for you. So if you would like to book a call with me, you can actually book a 30-minute discovery call and we can have a chat about your art business. And if you're interested in up-leveling your business, then this might be the opportunity for you to do that. So it is a free call with me and there is absolutely no obligation. We'll just have a chat and see if you are a fit for the course. So that course will be starting on the 11th of March, but for those of you who join early, there is an early bird offer. It says it's available till the 16th of February. I'm going to extend it to the 18th. So yeah, get in early, have a chat with me, and it is limited places, so I'm not taking extended numbers. This is the launch of the course, and it will be limited to only 40 people worldwide. So if you're interested, get in quickly and have a chat with me. All right, next week, of course, I have talked about what we are going to be doing. And hang on, I'm just going to hide that. Okay, so next week we will be doing more on colour mixing, and I put it on a ticker, that's why I'm sort of going, oh, it's the same. Next week we will be doing more on colour mixing and looking at the pigments, like I said, and I will show you my completed chart, and I might actually, I'll either pre-mix those colours so you can see what they're like, and I think I'll do that so that you don't have to watch more colour mixing. Next week we'll be on to talking about embellishing with pigments. So Kay, thank you very much. Kay is just saying it is a fabulous course and she's thoroughly enjoying it. So really appreciate that feedback and recommendation, Kay. And yeah, it's you heard it from someone else. So alrighty, don't forget, share with us what you're creating from Friday Live on the Facebook Creative Hub. I want to see what you're doing, and that is the place where you can share with me. It's also a great place if you have any questions about anything. The community there is just so awesome, and everyone will answer and help you out. If you would like to join us weekly, you can actually join on the YouTube channel, and it's really easy to get notifications on there, and you will find heaps and heaps and heaps of content on that YouTube channel, which is free, that I've created over, well, since 2011. So there's a lot of content there for you to take a look at. So yeah, so Corinne is just also saying that she's found it a wonderful course as well. So she's, I'll just pop these up so that you see it's not just me saying it. So Corinne is saying, totally recommend the course too. And there's Kay's one saying that she recommends the Certified Powertex Trainers. It is an online course, so you don't have to be here live with me. I'm very used to delivering content, and I want to deliver it as if you're in the studio with me, and I want everyone to have fabulous results and get their certification so that you can create an art business that you love. So I'll just pop that screen up again so you can see the details for the for next Tuesday. And so it just tells you there's the information session there. So the link is actually in the comments. So it is actually in the description for the live. And so you can just click on there and check it out if you want to learn more. Alrighty, everyone, I hope you have a super week. Have a super colourful week. Enjoy some colour mixing. And thanks very much to Beth Harcourt from the Art Creatives in Balcatta, who has encouraged us to all do colour wheels with Powertex art supplies. So thanks, Beth, and I am super looking forward to meeting up with you on Sunday. Okay, everyone, have a wonderful creative week from me today. You know, I'll see you again next week. Ciao.